Hare Krishna everyone. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the seventh house of a birth chart in Vedic astrology. The seventh house is called as the Kalatra Bhava, which means the house of spouse and marriage. Let us see what all things can we see from the seventh house. The first thing, as we already discussed, is the house of spouse, the house of marriage, long term commitments. So, this is seen from the seventh house how well the marriage is, okay, whether there is chance of separation, the reason why you are entering into a long term partnership, exchanging of the vows and the promises, your purpose to get married, whether it is love, money, or luxury, or any other purpose due to which you are getting married. Okay, the appearance and the personality of your partner, your marital harmony, quality of the relationship, so all these things can be seen from the seventh house. The second thing that we see from the seventh house is your business partnership. Seventh house is a very important house to see business, whether a person can do business or not, whether you will get success or failure in business negotiations. So this is the business related things is seen from the seventh house. The third thing that we see from the seventh house is the general public, the other public. Okay, because first house is yourself. So seventh house is opposite to the first house, and hence seventh house shows the other people, the public. Okay, so how one deals with the public, how one maintains public relations, okay, public negotiations. Okay, now the fourth house also shows foreign travel due to profession. The fifth thing that we see from the seventh house is the second child. Seventh house is third from the fifth house. Fifth house shows your first child, and third house is the house of siblings. So, third from fifth shows the sibling of your first child, which means your second child. The eighth thing that we can see is the contracts and agreements of any firm. Okay, maybe a marriage contract, a divorce paper, a business papers. Okay, any legal long term commitment bounded contract. Okay, so this can be seen from the seventh house. Now let us see the people associated with the seventh house. So they are your first spouse or your first life partner, your second child because it is third from the fifth, your maternal grandmother because seventh house is fourth from the fourth, okay, which means your mother's mother. Then any business person, business partners, diplomat professionals, advisors, counselors, advocates, especially divorce lawyers, or someone who is trying to negotiate deals with two parties. So those kind of speciality you can say in advocate field. Then mandap decorators, event organizers, matchmakers, okay, people basically who are involved in work related to marriages. Then PR people, public relation people who are dealing with the public relations, advertisers, long term partners. So all these are the people which you can see from the seventh house. Now let us see the places associated with the seventh house. So seventh house shows any type of place which is a junction between the two things. Okay, it can show a place where a lot of people is involved. It shows also some places where oaths are taken, maybe church where oaths are taken in front of court, or it can also show courts where you are taking a oath where you will be speaking nothing but the truth. It also can show marriage halls because it is a house of marriage. It shows hotels, malls, shopping complexes, etc. Now, the career related to the seventh house. So, the first segment you can say is any type of business. All type of business is associated with the seventh house. Like seventh house in general shows business. Now, what type of business you will see that by seeing how or from what other house or lord the seventh house is connected. For example, let's say seventh house is connected with the second house, so maybe business related to food. Okay, so in this manner, whichever house seventh house is connected, so that type of businesses are suitable or can be a career which is seen from the seventh house. The next thing is a legal career. Okay, legal career, especially where the person is making some form of deals, or a divorce lawyer, marriage lawyer. So all these specialities in the legal field. Then we can also see the fashion industry. We can also see negotiators, facilitators, diplomats, mediators, advisors. Okay, then, since this is a house of business, any form of trading or wherever some form of transactions is involved, even that is a career related to the seventh house. Brokerages, okay. Then counseling and advising related professions, diplomats, peacemakers, event organizers, person who is organizing a marriage event or any form of event can is a good career which is related to the seventh house. Seventh house, you can also see a creative art where public image plays a key role. Okay, so this is also seen from the seventh house. Then you can see advertisements, matchmaking, business, career related to marriages. Maybe it can be organizing marriage, organizing matchmaking events, planning of events, buying or selling products which can be which is a part of a wedding ceremony. So all these things can be seen. Then we can also see tourism, because it shows us also it is related, seventh house is somewhat related to foreign. So you can see tourism, and even prostitution can be seen from the seventh house. Now, which body parts are associated with the seventh house? So it is your private parts, your lower back, uterus, sperm, urinary tract, testes. Okay, so all these things can be seen from the seventh house. So diseases which we can see is indigestion, diabetes, sexual incompetence, hernia, cyst, impotency, etc. See the relation of seventh house with the other houses. Seventh house is second from the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of enemies, and second house is the house of accumulated wealth. So second from sixth shows the accumulated wealth of your enemies, the victory of your enemies. Seventh house is third from the fifth house. Fifth house is the house of children, and third house is the house of siblings. So third from the fifth is the sibling of the first child, and that is why it shows your second child. Seventh house is fourth from the fourth house. Fourth house is the house of mothers, house of comforts and luxuries. So fourth from fourth shows a home away from a home, which means your vacation home. Fourth from fourth also shows properties of your mother. Fourth from fourth also shows changes in the residence. Seventh house is fifth from the third house. Third house is the house of siblings, and fifth house is the house of children. So fifth from the third shows children of your younger siblings. Seventh house is sixth from the second house. Sixth house is the house of debts, diseases, obstacles, enemies. Second house is the house of your family. So sixth from second shows debts of your families, obstacles that your family will get, the enemies of your family. Okay, Now, seventh house is eighth from the 12th house. Eighth house is the house of transformations. 12th house is the house of spirituality, the house of laws. So, eighth from the 12th shows death or transformation, or of the spiritual beliefs in your life. What is taking you away from the spiritual life? Okay, now, seventh house is ninth from the 11th house. Ninth house is the house of luck and fortune. 11th house is the house of elder siblings, profits, gains. So, ninth from the 12th shows fortune, to get the fortune that you have, the luck that you have to get the income and the profits. Okay, then ninth from 11 also shows the religious views, the moral views of your elder sibling, the long distance travel done by your elder sibling. Seventh house is the 10th from the 10th house. So 10th house is the house of career. 10th from 10th shows, the achievements in your career, the rise in life in your professional life, the promotions that you get in life. Okay, so any form of rise in your career is also seen from 10th from 10th. Okay, seventh house is 11th from the ninth house. Ninth house is the house of dharma. 11th house shows the house of gains. So 11th from ninth shows, gain of dharma or the righteousness from marriage. 11th from ninth also shows the achievements of your father. Seventh house is 12th from the eighth house. So, eighth house is the house of longevity. 12th house is the house of loss. So, 12th from eighth also shows loss of longevity, and that is the reason seventh house is called as the Marak Bhav. 12th from the 8th also shows loss of your feelings of intimacy. 12th from 8th also shows your loss in the interest in the occult and hidden knowledge in the field of astrology. Now, there are certain terminologies attached with the seventh house. Let us see that one by one. So, the first thing is Kendra house. Seventh house is one of the Kendra house. House number 1, 4, 7, 10 are called as the Kendra house, because these are the four main pillars of anyone's life, which is yourself, your spouse, your career, and your happiness. So, Kendra houses are the houses of Lord Vishnu, and these houses blesses a person with good health, wealth, and wisdom. Fourth house is more auspicious than the first house. Seventh is more auspicious than the fourth house, and 10th is the more auspicious than seventh house. So 10th house is the most benefic Kendra house. What is the purushartha attached to the seventh house? Each house has a purushartha attached to it out of the four, which is dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Okay, so house number 3, 7, and 11 are the kama trikona, and seventh house is part of the kama trikona. Kama means desire. It can also mean physical desire. So seventh house shows the desire to have those human relationship and the desire to get love. Seventh house is a Marak Sthan along with the 12th house, because it shows some role in your death or major health issues. So second and the seventh houses, that is why are the Maraka houses, because the eighth and the third house are the house of longevity, and 12th from both of this house shows loss of longevity. So 12th from 3rd is 2nd, and 12th from 8th is 7th. That is the reason both of these houses are the Maraka Sthan. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel, and please do let me know in the comment section below what more videos would you like to see. Thank you.